going on, people? John Skenador, director of Project Lights Out. I just want to give you guys a little introduction of kind of what I do and what's going to take place at my live show. I'm going to have on some guests that are currently doing a lot of things in the community, and it's going to be people from Stone Lake. I want to have on some guys that have been actively in the gang, and I kind of want to get to the root of things that are going on within our nation. And I am going to be calling in single mothers. I'm going to be calling in everybody who's been in the struggle. It's about time that we kind of come together and start getting to the root of why things are the way they are within our tribes. Why is our people so troubled in the heroin epidemic and in the crystal meth, the hard-based drugs? Why are people so plagued? Why are they just kind of feeling that emptiness and that void? I want to know that, you know what I mean? Because I was an addict too. I did cocaine. I sold drugs. I was the leader for my gang for a long time. I just want to know why everything is the way it is, and what better than to ask the people themselves versus having a psychiatrist, try to get into their head and try to figure out what they can do for the person versus what the person really needs themselves, because everybody is different. You know what I mean? And everybody needs different help. What works for one is not going to work for the other. So my project is going to be next Friday, and I'd like to invite everybody to come over to it. And it's going down over there. We're going to touch on some issues as to why things are not moving within a tribe. And the movement that I have, I'm not an activist, nothing. I'm for the people. I don't work for nobody. I work for the people, directly for yous. And our community needs a voice. And if you want to speak up on something, then let it be known, and you can definitely voice your opinion, because we are going to be going live right away, and we're going to try to reach thousands of people. And when we get into the forum over there, and it's going to be me talking to the guest, and he's going to be answering questions, and then we want the community to get engaged as to the hard questions that they have for the officials. No disrespect or nothing like that. It has to be all real professional, but we also need to know about what the community wants, what they need, and how we can get that, finding the funding to do that, and getting how do we go about getting our sovereignty back. Day in and day out, we hear talk about policies and laws and regulations, and to me, it's just a great big mirage. You see it over there, but we don't know why. So now I want to know why. I have to start asking that question: why? Why don't we have what we're supposed to have within our tribes? That's what I want to know. And if this is red tape or whatever it may be, how do we get around the red tape then? Do we have to wait till somebody dies? Do we have to wait until Congress passes different laws for our tribes? How do we get our sovereignty back? Everybody, like I always say, everybody wants to be the chief, but not everybody can do what the chief does. So we need to start learning. My people are dying from lack of knowledge. I think that's the biggest thing. That lack of knowledge is huge, because that's how all the laws, policies, and regulations are done, is with knowledge. Once you hold that key to knowledge, then you can start progressing. But as of now, we are very undereducated. You know what I mean? Me, I had to go to the joint. They always ask me, man, where did you get your degree from? I said, man, the joint. And that's what it is. And that's 100. That's all I can do. I can't be nothing. I'm not a politician. I'm not none of that. I'm just me. I'm a regular guy, just like me and you. So when I talk to you, it's real straightforward and direct answers, because I need direct answers. I need the questions answered. I need to know what the community wants. And us men and women coming together. There's a lack of men that want to step up, but man, we got to go get it, because our kids are dying. And like I always say, if our kids ain't getting the answers at home, they're going to get them somewhere else. They definitely are. And I always say, if you don't give your kids the answers, another man is going to mold your child. And they're going to give him his identity. Whether it's Native American, whether he's trying to be something else that he's not. We got our own colors. We have our own songs as a nation. You know what I mean? And I try to ask the hard questions to the gang members. What is the purpose of a gang member? If anybody knows. That's a hard question. Could you imagine that? Your child asking his big homie, what's your purpose? And what are you going to be known for? Hey man, are you going to be known for killing the most people? Are you going to be known for robbing the most people? That's the questions that you don't get to ask. And that's what needs to be asked. And our youth, they want to be everything but Native American. They don't want to be Native no more. They don't. And we need to find out why. What is the influence? What has such a stronghold and everything on them? You know, and that's what's going to be brought up at my show, you know. And you know, a lot of times we make our own hearts stubborn and hard. That's what we do. You know, because of all we talk about the generational trauma and historical trauma, you know, that our people been through. Yeah, we are behind. You know, we had to work double hard, and a backbone was built off of our people. I know that, but we're here today. What can we do today? We got college funding through our tribe. We got every single thing that we need. You know, and it's hard though, because a lot of times them single mothers are like, man, I got 3 kids. We got baby daddy who ain't trying to do nothing. He just sitting over there, taking up air. You know what I mean? And how does she get back on her feet? How can she be better assisted versus her having to go and because sometimes people feel ashamed a lot of times. You know what I mean? And then you got grandma and grandpa, like I always talk about. Grandma and grandpa who are taking care of the kids, you know, after their kid went to jail. They're done raising kids. Why is 65-year-old grandma still taking care of the kids? And if they want to be in the streets, at least be responsible and handle your business. Me, I didn't know how to be a daddy. I just started being a good daddy. That was hard for me, and that's real talk. You know what I mean? But man, it's got to go down at my show. You know, if you guys want to see some change within a tribe, man, you guys got to start getting up and voicing your opinion. You can go to BC, you can go to the BC meetings all you want to, but when the people move, they're going to definitely move and start asking questions as to why are we not getting the help that we need to get help with. And that's not just with Oneida. You know what I mean? It's all over the place. You know, all the different tribes are going through all the same drama and pain and suffering. You know, it's going all through the tribes. The epidemic is real. You know what I mean? Every day people are dying on different reservations. Red Lake, Stone Lake, here, all over. They're lacing weed or fentanyl with the weed. So you can overdose from smoking weed now. You know what I mean? So it's getting crazy. And it's getting thick. You know what I mean? It's getting real thick. So, I don't know. I worry about everybody. You know what I mean? Because you get to sit back after you get sober and clean, and then you're like, damn, I don't got the same friends. Damn, all my homeboys are still in the streets yet. And they're dropping like flies. You know what I mean? My homeboys are either dead or incarcerated. That's just how the game goes. And my brothers, it's either prison or death. There's not an in-between. There's no 401k program off of selling drugs. It's not. It's just a matter of time before you get popped off. That's just how the game goes. And then we're going to be blaming everybody else. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, at education, you don't need a degree to get a good job. You don't. Your experience. And you got 2 different kinds of smarts. You got street smarts and then you got book smarts. But if you got both, then you're a boss. Most definitely. And be grounded in your faith. Whatever you believe in, whether it's Longhouse, whether it's Shake Tent, Medewin Lodge, Christianity, whatever it may be, man, keep your faith and don't let it get broken at all. And man, you got to keep going, because every good person is going to have endurance. Because it don't matter what anybody else says you are. You know exactly what you are. And stop believing all the foolishness. You know what I mean? And they say a wise man is never frivolous. Stop doing frivolous stuff. That means meaningless things. If you're going to go into the heat of battle, be able to strike one time. If you're going to go into war and know what you're getting yourself into. You know, so it's going to go down at my show though. But that's, you know, we got to keep going. This is just a small little brief. But like I said, I'm for the people. And these are the kind of guests that I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be screening out guests. I have a good gesture of who I'm going to be bringing on my show. You know, I need people who've been there and actually lived the life and got out. I need active gang members. I'm looking for active gang members. I am. I was just at one of these picnics, man, and I heard the guy. I was standing in the back of him, and he's like, man, what are all these street and hood people doing over here? Dude, I went over there into the front. I said, because right here, this is where the hood and all these people need to be. This is exactly where they need to be. Would you rather have them over there doing drugs? They need to be here. Them tribal action plans are for these people. What did they say? The ones who are sick, they're the ones who need a doctor. The ones who are healed, though, let them go in peace. So I'm looking for the worst of the worst. They always ask me like, man, you're hanging out with all those drug dealers and this and that. Yeah, that's who I work with. Yep, you got your constituents, you got your constituents, your confidants, and you got to keep going. You know what I mean? That's who I'm looking for. I'm looking for everybody, every single person that's struggling. And me, I like to go directly to the problem. Because we're spending $250,000 on awareness, programming. But they're just talking about the problem. They're not going to the problem. Me, if I'm going to sit up there and talk about a person, why not go directly to the person and face them directly versus talking about the people? You know what I mean? That makes no sense to me at all. We got to go directly to the problem. And it's the condition of the heart. The human heart has to learn how to beat again, to learn how to love yourself. So, you know, I just wanted to give you guys a little kind of sneak peek, you know, at what's going to go down over there. And like I said, I'm looking for all kinds of different guests. I'm going to be sitting down with the youth and asking them what they want versus trying to make up programs that we think they want. You know what I mean? Parents who lost children to the streets. I'm going to try to get it to where I can call in some parents to let you know that, yeah, man, their son did overdose. Their son was gunned down in the streets. And it gets live. It gets live, man, and emotions are going to fly. They got to see. That's the only way you're going to see the reality of things versus higher officials turning their back and being like, nah, I don't think we have a problem. Dude, Dad, you don't know because you're not in tune with the people. That's how you know that. How do you know that they don't have a problem? Then we have gang members. I'm going to bring some gang members in. See why they join gangs. What got them into the streets. You know. Single mothers that are having a hard time making it. Then I need to bring in some elders. Some vets. I want to bring in some higher officials. You know, I'm going to try to get some big dogs on the show too. Because they definitely have to voice their opinion on what they're working on and what they're doing. You know, because, man, we got to know. Like, what are you doing with all the time? You know, we see people, what they do behind scenes now. Now, what's really going on? What progression are you guys making? We need to know that. I want to bring in some different business committee members. Not just from our tribe, but from surrounding tribes too. You know, even the fight against the bottle. Dude, alcohol is a poison. I'm not the same person. I used to whoop people all the time. You know, but I still have to, that bottle, man, that plagued our people for so long. That's what did it, man. Whew, that bottle is just the same as drugs, man. I'm telling you, you're not the same person. You know, and it sucks. You know, and like they said, 56% of our kids are living in poverty. That's a high number. That means over half of our kids are going to school, not eating right. That means that they're sleeping on uncle's floor or auntie's floor, wearing the same clothes for 3-4 days, you know, and that sucks, you know, and then they don't want to be there. A lot of kids, they don't want to be there, you know, and they're having a hard time, you know, out there. And our youth need us. Our youth need us. They're looking for male role models, you know, and it's about being selfless, not selfish. You know, when we give things, we're not supposed to think about self-gain, so we're supposed to give without the thought of self-gain. That's a hard thing for people, though, because when they give you something, they expect something back every single time. And youth workforce development, that's probably one of the biggest things, finding our youth some jobs at a young age and knowing the age brackets for when the kids are most vulnerable. In between the ages of 3 to 7, 8 to 12, 13 to 17, and 18 on up. Knowing what to look for when they're going to join a gang. Doing intervention, prevention, and suppression of gangs. That's one of the biggest things. Like I said, ask your kid, if you see him start to get into the streets, ask him to ask his homeboys, what is the purpose of a gang member? What is the purpose of a gang member? Does anybody know? Let me get some answers in here. There's a lot of people in this right now. But what is the purpose of a gang member? Anything good come out of it? No. 15 years. I've been stabbed 3 times. I got stabbed once in the lower abdomen, once in the head, once in the hand. I've been incarcerated over 20 times. I did over 15 years. I got flight for life. I got in 3 car accidents. Nah, ain't nothing come good from the gangs at all. And me, man, I was, like I said, I was the worst of the worst. Now, like I said, where I've been all over. You know, everybody knows me. You know, I'm trying to do everything I can out here right now. I got a drum. They can come over. If you're feeling like using, give me a call. I'll come to you. You know, I don't have to sit in the office. I'm the boots on the ground. I'm the boots on the ground that they need. And like I said, man, I'm not here to preach to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I can only tell you what I've been through. That's it. That's all I can do. But again, like I said, we're going to set it off over at Project Lights Out. So, you know, just be ready to go. Like I said, community outreach, food drives, gang prevention, drug and alcohol prevention also. Youth workforce development. We're going to do everything that we can to get the people the help that they need. You know, and it's going to be a hard subject, you know, there. For people to actually answer questions as to that big word, why? Why are things in the state that they're in? You know, so whenever you guys want to come, just let me know. I'm going to be selling tickets, pre-selling them. 25% goes to the veterans. And if you guys have any kind of strategics or tactics that you guys want to, you know, give, my line's open. My line is open, and this is just the beginning of what movement I'm starting. You know, I ventured off onto my own project from the Tribal Action Plan, and the Tribal Action Plan is awesome. You know, and it's going to be still keep going. You know, they got a lot going on, and you know, it's still good to go to their events. You know, and I would definitely go to them because they're very informative as to get everybody substance therapy assessment the same day, and they also have hopefully the same day care. But I went off onto my own project, and you know, I'm still active in the community, so I'm definitely here. And if anybody needs any kind of help, just let me know. You know, I'm gonna do all that I can to help you. And yeah, the veterans, there's gonna be different veterans there. I have people coming down from Stone Lake, like I said, to get a good idea of what's going on up there. Also, our surrounding areas are extremely big in the same things that are going on here. You know, we're getting hit from Milwaukee, we're getting hit from Chicago because it's so close. And how do you guard a territory that's half brown and half Outagamie? You know, man, it's hard. You can't. It's impossible. We have 2 patrolling squad cars for our reservation. You know, so it's real hard, man. It's really hard to get the help that our police officers need, or you know, the community picking up needles. That was the whole purpose of the TAP plan. That community cleanup was to pick up the needles. Because what if one of your kids starts poking themselves with a needle that somebody else left heroin or meth in? That's a big question. So that was a great initiative. But drug addiction is for real. It gets touchy. My brother, Junior Saldana, he passed away because of drug use. So that's man. I'm out here. I'm out here, and I'm gonna definitely get it together, guys. And but just get ready. So I got 2 events though. I got Project Lights Out next week Friday from 4 to 8, and then the week after again. I'll be bringing out some different guests. So I will definitely be back to dialogue with yous. And I need your guys' feedback though. That's one of my main things, is getting yous involved and seeing what yous need. So I can try to put something together. I want to be working on some different project grants. Right now, man, I'm at my house. And I'm in the think tank. I have all the research that I need for my project grants. And I'm going to start gathering a team, an advisory board, I guess you could call it. I'm going to be meeting with different colleges, and I have no restraints whatsoever on my projects. If you need to say something, you should be more than willing and feel free to say it, what you need to say. Because only an addict is going to be able to know what an addict needs. But that's the main thing. How can you get the help that you need, whether it's culturally based? And that's what we need. And getting the minds together and the power. We're going to also talk about, when he comes down from Stone Lake, what happens when you get everybody in compliance with a project to push it forward. Because when it comes to our people and it's top priority, why wouldn't we have what we need? Stone Lake up there, Jorge Cisneros, brother, I love you. You've been doing this for a long time. You had that fire up here while we were having that fire down here. My brother, you were up there and you were fighting. It's like you guys have a warrior society up there. Your business committee backs you, gave you every single thing that you need to succeed up there. You got your AODA transitional housing up there. So that's awesome. So it would be like this. I'll give you the spill of it right now. Boom. Number 1 is getting primary care and secondary care or insurance to see what you need to do to get into treatment. That should be within 1 day. So it would be, you would go get your assessment and you would get your physical, and then the week after that, you should be off to treatment, versus months and months down the road. Because what did they say? The first 72 hours is critical to get you into the treatment that you need. Because nobody wants to be over there getting high for 3-4 days. Nobody wants to do that. We were not put on this earth to act a fool like that. But again though, getting the primary care providers, secondary care, if that don't work, getting them into a house before they go off to treatment, and then aftercare, and coming up with a safety plan, that good foundation, something healthy that you need, and then getting a job, coming up with something. Man, you got to stay busy when you're an addict. You have to. You got to fill your day. Everybody asks me too. They're like, man, why you're so busy? I'm like, man, because I'm not trying to drink. I'm not trying to do cocaine. You don't know though, because you haven't fought the battle that I have fought before. You know what I mean? And it's like, I used to get bored and I would want to drink. I would get sad and I want to drink. You know what I mean? That's the emotions. That's the emotions that go through your head and your mind when you're going through it. But only a addict or somebody that's going to be in recovery, they're still fighting it. And I used to think people were full of crap. Oh, that's gonna be with them for the rest of their lives. Yeah, it most definitely is gonna be with us for the rest of our lives. That's a fact. It's been with our ancestors for a long time. Alcohol was introduced. You know what I mean? And it's that's just how it is though. We gotta live with what we were given. Yeah, we are poverty-stricken people. And poverty, drugs fuel poverty. When there is no jobs that everybody can get, you're gonna sell drugs. They're like, you can do this, you can do that. What you can do, I can't do sometimes. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. But then helping the next man out, well, then let's get you educated. Sometimes you literally got to take a person by the hand and help them. Why wouldn't you? Because a lot of times people are only talking, but you need to walk it also. Me, I'll go with the person. Like, hey, look, man, let's go do this. Let's go do this together. When you're alone, you don't feel good. And like I said before, a lot of people, you can have everybody around you, but you can still feel like you're alone. That's why you're drinking. You're wandering. Your spirit is wandering. You don't know your purpose on this earth. You don't know your place in the community. That's hard. You feel disconnected from your culture. You don't have your cultural identity or your faith, whether it's Christianity or whatever it may be. But you don't know your purpose, so how are you going to know how to live? Me, I was used to being incarcerated all the time. I didn't care whether I lived or died. I had no respect for human life. But then, trauma changes people. And they say through tears we learn. The nights that I kept up my mom all night, she had to hear about me being a fool in the community, selling drugs and acting a fool. My mom, man, I don't know how much stuff that I put her through. All the drugs and all the leader for the gang, you know, everything. Not only was I stripping myself down to the bare, but I had to rebuild myself tougher, stronger, and get more hungrier. And that's what I need my Native American men to do. I need you to get hungry. I need you to be like, man, you know what, man? We're gonna do this down here in Oneida. We're not gonna act a fool no more. And me, I'm not on no activism. You can't be an activist if you're going directly at the people, man. And that's what needs to happen. Our Native American men, we gotta step up. We have to start stepping up. Because this epidemic is real, man. When I got out the joint, I was in Green Bay Max. Man, my cellies had 100 years, a bow, an elbow, man. They had life. When I was in there, you know, that wasn't no joke. They were like, oh yeah, it's real bad out there, bro. It's real bad out there. I'm like, oh, it ain't gonna be nothing. Man, when I got out, man, my friends were not snorting cocaine no more or smoking weed. Man, everybody was snorting pills, smoking pills, doing heroin or meth. Man, I was like, what's going on out here? What happened within these 4 years? You know, I did 3, and 4. And man, it was crazy. I could not believe it. Man. And that's real talk though. You know, nailed it. Just like he said, I nailed it. But it is though. You know, I don't know what else to tell everybody, but we need everybody. I'm not just talking about Oneida, because people are always worried about what's here. What's here? We need to be worried about what's coming into here. That is though. You guys are worried about what's here, and I'm like, man, to catch a wolf, you need to send in another wolf. But me though, I got my own project, and I have not got no funding or help from nobody. You know, the only one who gave me something was Kirby Metoxin. Kirby Metoxin, man, thank you. You saw my work for a year and a half, and you actually helped me out, man. You actually helped me. Thank you. You know, and man, you know, man. What about the Mexicans? I like that. Yeah, yep. We do have a lot of Mexican members on our reservation. We have a lot of everybody on our reservation. You know, we man. Anybody have any questions? Anybody? Let me know if there's any questions. And you young guys too, man, that been in the street, man. I would love for you to come to the show, because you guys got the most to say. Who better than to tell it but the ones who lived through it? Right? Am I not right? It's gonna be hard. Now, let's talk about competition versus cooperation. How can you have disorder within everything that a people does? We need cooperation. That's what we need. We need people to work together to make something happen. Now, youth programs. Okay, youth programs. Well, I got a lot for youth programs. Youth workforce development would be to where I want to do is to where the Boys and Girls Club have a program as to where say your 14-year-old wants to be a lawyer. They would sell him. They would send him with a realistic lawyer, like somebody that's a lawyer or maybe a paralegal, and that's a realistic job as to where they would shadow them, or somebody that works construction versus us just sending them into something that they don't want to do. You know what I mean? Say they want to be a nurse, they will send him in with a nurse. They want to be a barber, they'll send him in with a barber. And I got a basketball tournament that I'm going to be sponsoring next month, and I'm giving 25% of all the proceeds to the Civic Center to get them whatever they need. So that's going to be going on to, it's a 3-on-3 tournament. If you guys want to know more about it, Anthony Cornelius and Jay Martinez, they're going to be definitely, getting it together. My flyers will be coming out, and they definitely we need something new for our Civic. The doors are battered down. Man, I just we need a lot, man. We need a lot, and it's the minimal. And you know what? I have a lot of extra stuff, drywall, whatever we got to do. If I got to go in to our centers and fix it for free, because I like woodwork, I ain't got no problem with it, I will. You know what I mean? I'll try to get it done before, it's been a while. I talked to Jay about it, and seen what he needed. Amanda Gerondale, kind of talked to her a little bit to see, about it, and some other people. But I'm definitely, if we got to do it ourselves, because I can't have people coming in from other tribes and coming into our entities or, onto our reservation, and they're going to be like, man, look at this ghetto shit. Man, they're throwing basketball tournaments, man. Their bathroom is from the 1950s. Come on, man. Get it together. Come on, Oneida, man. We need you just cooperation. But again, though, the people, that's what we need. Now, back to the youth. Our youth are underserved. How do we get our youth active and going? After school study groups. That is a good idea. That's a very good idea. Now, football. And we have a lot of Native American kids that are not serviced in the cities. Green Bay, they're underserviced. Boys and Girls Club also said that, that they are underserviced over there. They need that. They definitely need that. They need to know who they are, where they come from, and that'll give them that little glimmer of hope, just a grain of hope for them. Because a lot of them city kids, man, they're the ones who are highly influencing the other kids. They're the cool kids a lot of times, and man, me, I went to both Concrete Indian and Res Boy, so, but yeah, but I just need your guys' help. I need your input. I need you to start standing up and voicing your opinion. The community, I need yous, and I need I need everybody. I don't care if you're an outcast. I'll work with you. I don't care if you're the lowest of the lowest, to where you're getting heroined out for 3-4 days and nodding off. Dude, I'll work with you. I love you. I got you. Every time. You know what I mean? A lot of times people feel judged. A lot of people feel ashamed, not loved, trying to fill that emptiness with that drug. They say that you're a slave to anything that can control you. So what does that mean? That you're being controlled by that drug. That's your love. When you're not with it, you think about it. But yeah, man. Talent shows. I have forwarded the apprenticeship trainings over to the guidance counselors, high school principal, and OBC. I sent them information for STEM programs, and I have not heard anything. I gave them all the what? Let me see what you have here. All the information. Okay. Let me see here. STEM programs. Give me a little brief on a STEM program real quick. Let me know, enlighten me on what a STEM program is. Please do. If you can. Anybody. Okay, nothing. Now, the dangers of our one-stops. We have a methadone clinic right across the street. People are falling asleep. People are falling asleep in their cars at the one-stops. They're locking themselves in the bathrooms at the one-stops. So, man, it's becoming a hazard. So what do? That's kind of scary. Could you imagine that? Coming out to your car after you get done with work and then you see somebody shooting up heroin in the car next to you. Yeah, it's happened. It's a lot. And like I said, I'm for the people. I got to know what's going on. And you know what I mean? Like, man, how are you doing? How can we better service you? You know what I mean? Oh, technology. STEM program is from 4K up to high school. Huh. But you know what? Advanced energy technologies. Advanced energy technologies is what I wanted to look into. Now, what is advanced energy technologies? Advanced energy technologies is something that our tribe could invest in. That would be water-powered battery to a car, kind of like what Tesla does, but we'd have our own version. Magnetic propulsion. You know what I mean? Different kinds of batteries. You know what I mean? That kind of is what fancies me a little bit. But that's a whole different issue. That I like. Now, leadership abilities. If I'm gonna get together a team, I need them to be able. I'm gonna get together some employment screening and stuff like that to see what skills everybody has, because they say that a good leader can put together the pieces. That's what everybody that needs to be put in the place that they're in. But me though, the way I am is, if they're not meeting deadlines or complying, then most definitely they got to get replaced. Because like, what do they say? A kingdom that fights against another kingdom shall fall. And you can't have disorder within the kingdom at all. It's not going to work. And an advisory board is going to have all the good things that you need for a business to go forward. Everything that you need in there. A ITT technician, secretary, treasurer. You know what's funny is all them positions are the same thing that a gang has. A president, a vice president, a treasurer, everything. The corporate world is the same as the criminal world in their structure. But the lawyers are the hitmen. But yeah, sorry to say it like that, but you know what I mean? But you have to send your lawyers in a lot of times, and they need to be briefing you, and it's good to know business law, and that's what I wanted to do too, was when the prisoners get out, teach them the couple basics about business. Number 1, a sole proprietorship, forming an EIN. Number 2, a general partnership. Number 3, a corporation, which it means corpus in the Greek language. It's treated as a human body. It can sue and be sued. It's its own entity, a LLC. They're pretty similar. And then getting them, if they want to start their LLC, getting them to form the articles of organization and writing their own operating agreements. That's one of the biggest things that I wanted to teach the prisoners, so they could kind of start their own businesses. You know what I mean? And, that would definitely help a lot, is getting them to be functional and, getting their own business together, getting them to write their own business plans. Because, man, once we get our prisoners rehabilitated, our gang members rehabilitated, everybody on the same page, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna get the funding that I need, and I'm gonna get my own center, everything that I need, and I want all my guys to, kind of be able to get on the same page, healthy living, and their curriculum. But if there's any more questions, Anybody have any more questions while we're dialoguing? I know it's getting kind of late here, and I'm an old man. I gotta be in bed by 10. No questions. Alrighty. Business like cell phone companies. Huh. Alright, guys. Well, I'm definitely gonna holler at you guys, and if you guys have any questions for me, you guys have my number. You got my Facebook. My number is 920-247-9799. And if you guys want to do another live feed, I'll definitely bring some new material back to dialogue about, and let's do it. And I want Oneida to know that we're gonna make it happen, and I'll take all the help I can, even if you're not Oneida. This can be for everyone, because everybody needs healing, everybody needs help. Questions about what? We were dialoguing before this. We were kind of dialoguing about the the things that are going on the reservation, from drug use to gangs to politics, kind of, what needs to be done. You know what I mean? And what's been going on. I kind of gave a brief on what I've been through, and what the people need. Whether it's trauma-informed therapy, or just help in general, helping the next man ahead of you. But that's kind of what we were dialoguing about. But man, I don't know. My people are hurting. That's all I know. And no, I can only tell you what I've been through. Like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. So. But yeah, man, I'm signing off. Love you guys, and that says I love your openness. You got to keep up the good work. I'm a special guest one of these days. Yes, you are. Yep. Next Friday you're gonna be there. Yep. Yes, stop this. You ain't got to be here. What is it, Raquel? Be easy.